Me again. I think it's my last one for today. Because I was just talking about the mentors and getting like riled up and heated up. Because I feel like actually for young creators and also for people just beginning to create anything, and not only for them, in many fields it's like this. I feel like, but the ground is kind of shaky. The ground is kind of shaky, and I want to find other people who would mentor them and who would advise them and who would teach them. And I wanted it too. I wanted it more than anyone and anything. But those people who begin, those people who like come up, they want to find those who will be their rock on the coming up, on the way of coming up. And for me, I feel like it was also an issue of lack of confidence. It still is, but actually, I'm kind of thinking about confidence and about how confidence relates to your ability to write, and how confidence relates to your ability to actually construct a story, to actually get the story to the finish line, and to own your story. I feel like me working on my confidence was like really a pivotal thing. It was like a key thing in working on my craft, and still is. Why? Mm, because I feel like lack of confidence in my voice, in my point of view, led to a lot of things. And not all of them, almost none of them were good for my writing. One of them is the constant apologizing and explaining yourself. This is, I think, more prevalent of women than of men. But imagine if you're writing and you're constantly excusing yourself, apologizing, like you are like trying to give disclaimers upon disclaimers on whatever you're saying. You're saying stuff, or your heroine or your characters are saying stuff, and you're apologizing. You are just subconsciously keep over explaining and keep making them explain what they think, what they act as, what they mean. Like they your characters and your writing doesn't have enough confidence because you don't have enough confidence. Like I feel like for me it was the case. I was trying to disclaimer upon disclaimer myself, and to over explain myself, and to over excuse myself. If I wanted to say something radical, if I wanted to say something I truly thought, I kept apologizing and I kept excusing. And it was visible, and I still do that sometimes, and I have to like plug it out to just not apologize for what I think. Because this was just a. I don't mean to turn this into like a therapy session, but I feel like apologizing when you write, like apologizing for your thoughts, apologizing for your takes, apologizing for your opinion, is like, you know. I've even, that very known song that is called, I think, Escapism by Raya. I actually don't know how her name is pronounced, Raya, I think. But basically, she says in the song, in the very beginning, I got myself in a shit position. If you care to listen, but like I know that this is the lyrics and everything, but I heard that and I was like, can you imagine a male rapper say something like, "If you care to listen"? Can you imagine a male artist be like, "If you care to listen to me, I will tell you"? Like, if you care to listen, like they will tell you regardless. They are so confident. They're like, I will tell you, you will listen. You are listening. Listen to me. And she was like, if you care to listen. And I was like, oh, okay. Uh, I mean, it's not universal, but I feel like apologizing is a woman's thing more than it is a man's thing. And constantly apologizing for your opinions and for your takes is what makes your writing weaker and what made mine weaker as well. And also, I feel like confidence and the lack of confidence also influenced everything. my ability to finish a story, my ability to be confident about what choices I was making, my boldness, my daring. Because it's weird, but not having a mentor and not having like this figure, not having any authority, it forces you to develop your own ideas, and it forces you to develop your own opinions, and it forces you to stand on that shit, and it forces you to be bolder and to finally to say whatever you want to say, like loud and clear and without apology. And it forces you also to own yourself without an apology, without this thing where you read someone and you're like, oh, you're writing because you want someone to approve of you. You're writing because you want your mentor to be happy with what you wrote. You're writing because you want that person to like it. And it's a very delicate dance because you want people to like it. But I feel like if you respect someone, if you like learned from someone, if you know their tastes, you sometimes are tempted to write so that they like it. So that they are like, so to cater to them. And confidence, I feel like, especially in the creative pursuits, I'm kind of developing that thought as I'm speaking, but it's kind of writing whatever you want to say without caring what the fuck will anyone think. What will the conservatives think? What will liberals think? What will your parents think? I feel like I've already like spoken about that in another video, but confidence is like saying whatever you want to say, if you care to listen, if you don't care to listen, if you criticize me, if you don't agree. Confidence is just owning your shit. Sorry, my voice is becoming like really resonant. It's just owning your shit and being like, oh, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna tell the story I wanted to tell. And I own that. And nobody will tell me, and nobody will like will take direction over me. And I feel like this is what creative direction is. Like your confidence and your knowing and your like owning it, you just take the direction where you think it's going to go. And you think like this, okay, this is what I want, this is what I'm going to do. And I personally had to grow that shit over the years, had to develop that shit over the years, and I still am. Because at some point, I don't remember when that point came, but I realized that no figure is needed, no mentor is needed, no Master Yoda is needed, and no one should dictate me what the fuck to do. No one should teach me what the fuck to do. No one should be my authority figure. No one should be my, like, first and foremost person who proves everything I do. No. So, confidence, like, yeah, not apologizing was like the first minutes, and they then this thing that like writing whatever you want to say. And I feel like the more you work at it, the more you work out what you want to say. And I also feel like that's why so many people who have this fuck you attitude are so successful as creators and as writers, because they literally say fuck you to anyone. Like fuck you everyone's opinion. Like everyone. Because like when you fuck everyone's opinion, you have your own. And your own is so clear and so bright and so like so loud and so there that it's just undiluted you. And undiluted you is addictive. Undiluted you is infectious. Undiluted you is like magic. Undiluted you, like people get hooked on that shit. People get hooked on the people who are not like writing so that this madam would like it and this person would like it and my parents would like it, and yeah, people get hooked on people with their undiluted truth. Then again, it could be heinous, but that's like another conversation. So that's the confidence talk. And also another thing, confidence, I feel like a healthy confidence, it discerns the critics that you get, meaning you can distinguish. If you have healthy confidence, you can distinguish what actually helps you and what you can use and what things don't help you, and you're not, you don't have to take that. And I feel like if you have this healthy level of confidence in whatever you wanted to say, you will not bend to certain things. I'm not saying you shouldn't work on it. I'm not saying you shouldn't redraft it. I'm not saying you should change the plot or whatever. But I feel like younger me would have yielded to any fucking one, would have done any fucking thing. Like whomever more authoritative than me would have said something to me, I would have redone. Even though inside me, I knew that this was not right, not like the right moment to like. It was not something that I wanted to change because I feel like in the stories you tell and the films you make and the pictures you make, whatever, you have this key thing, this clear thing, this thing that you wanted to say, or that story you wanted to tell, and you're not changing that. Like, I don't know, if you don't have a love interest, you're not adding a love interest. I don't know, if you had like a story between a man and a woman, you're not making it between a man and a man. I don't know, like if you like, for example, you wanted to tell a story about about a certain situation when someone got rejected, you're not changing the rejection to acceptance because then it changes your whole story, right? Like, or if you wanted to tell a story about someone who was discriminated, you are not making them a normal person because that would like dilute your whole thing. Or the reverse, if you want to tell a story about someone who is very normative and very like normal person, normal, you're not changing them to a person of color just like because someone thinks you should, right? Or like if the guy rejected the girl in the book and people are like asking why and he should accept her, but if you think he should reject her, you're not changing that shit. Like maybe it's not confidence I'm talking about here, but you have discernment. The more confidence you have, the more discernment you have of what like stuff you're sure about, like dead sure, and what stuff you are like, you are like actually helps you and you can work on that. Like you are sure about who you are, what your story is, what you wanted to say, what you wanted to tell, like what ideas you wanted to convey. You're sure what you stand on and you're sure of yourself. So you will not let people to just modify whatever. Like if they don't see your vision, if they are not confident in whatever you're putting in front of them, okay. If they don't agree with you, okay, but it doesn't mean that you have to change your opinion for them. Like if they think you should add a love interest and you don't have a love and interest, I'm taking someone else's example, but like, okay, you're not obligated to agree with them. Like you can move on, they can move on. Everyone can move on. But I feel like you have a certain to have a certain level of confidence to be kind of like, no guys, like sorry, sorry, but this is what I stand on. So yeah. Confidence ultimately, I think, is self respect and this assertion that you're able to exercise with the people that criticize you and who come at you. Like you can kind of feel like my demeanor and my voice have changed because I didn't have it for a lot of years. For a lot of years, I was kind of like a foldable chair. I would fold in front of everyone, and I still do at times. I feel like I would fold in front of like critics, in front of managers, in front of this, in front of that. Like I knew that feeling inside me was telling me otherwise. I knew that like there's are certain things where you should agree, you should be agreeable, but there are certain things where you shouldn't. Actually, there are certain things where you shouldn't agree with what is said to you, where you should stand your ground and stand for yourself. And I feel like I've only learned to stand for myself very recently, to actually stand for myself and what I do and what I mean and what I believe in. And yeah. And yeah, nobody likes it. Like, of course, people don't like it. Of course, people who, like, I don't know, want something from you, want you to do something or criticize you, of course, they don't fucking like it. Of course, they don't like when you stand for yourself. Of course, they don't like when you want something. Of course, they don't like if you don't agree with them. But I kind of learned to say to people to their face, and I'm still practicing this thing in creativity and in life. Like, I don't agree, and we can agree to disagree. I don't agree with you. And I couldn't even say that for so many years. I feel like before even 30 years old, I couldn't even say to a person, I disagree. I like strongly disagree. I felt like, I don't know, like, well, it's like a different psychological conversation, but you see what I mean. And I feel like in creativity, as everywhere, it's needed at times. It's needed to stand your ground, to disagree, to just say, no, I stand behind my shit, and this I agree with, this I don't, and I won't place my value onto your opinion of me. I'm sorry, but I won't fold to whatever the fuck you wanted me to fold into. I will work with you and we will do, we will work together, but I will not become what you want me to become. Because it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. You don't become because someone wants you to become something. You don't change because someone wants you to change. You don't rewrite your manuscript because someone wants you to. No! You just work because you want it to become better. You want to bring it to the next level, but not because someone else wants you to. So, yeah, I feel like those things. But overall, confidence is a very. Also, lastly, I feel like confidence also helps with relationships with other people in the same field and with healthily handling the competition and the envy and to handle relationships, creative relationships, relationships with other creative people in a healthy way. Because I do think that younger me would have been so insecure around other people who are more creatively successful than me. And still I kind of have that instinct like to be so insecure. Like if she or if he is more successful, if they have more like whatever, if they have something that I don't, I would have like, and they have similar like beginnings, let's say, I would have felt so insecure, like so weary, so like non-open, so like closed off, like so uncomfortable, you know. And now I don't. I actually don't because inside of me, I feel like everyone, like confidence also helps with that. Like I know that I have my thing, they have their thing. There is no reason to like try to pretend we're competing for something. Like like there's no reason to be insecure like about anything. I'm still working on that in other areas, but like something inside me very deep, they knows that there's no place for insecurity, there's no place for envy, there is no place for comparing myself against them or something. Like there's no place for bickering. There's no place for this tense conversations where you're like, oh, you said that. Oh, you said that. Oh, you wrote that. Oh, I've seen that your thing performed like that. But also, oh, okay, that's good. That's good. Like how people talk to their kind of like competitors at work or like their colleagues who are really like not their friend, but how people talk to the person who has something they want and they're insecure about it and they're like, oh, you did that? Oh, you did that. Okay, okay. You did that. Okay. Like, I just, all that insecurity, all that insecure shit, all that like subtle, I'm better than you shit, you know? So, yeah, I feel like confidence is important. I feel like confidence has to be worked on. I feel like confidence is much more important than I originally judged. Like it has much more of a role, and yeah, I still have a hard time with that. You can tell by how I'm blushing.